power, politics, betrayal, and one of the most complicated marriages in modern TV. That's The Diplomat, a political thriller that blends global crises with personal chaos. And honestly, it's one of Netflix's smartest dramas in years. If you're waiting for Season 3, let's catch you up on everything that's gone down so far. Season 1 begins with chaos in the Persian Gulf.
Welcome to London, Ambassador Wyler.
Call me Hal.
Ambassador Kate Wyler, Prime Minister Nicola Trowbridge.
Welcome.
Sir, it's an honor to meet you.
A British aircraft carrier is attacked, killing 41 sailors. Fingers immediately point to Iran, and tensions between the US, UK, and Iran start heating up dangerously fast.
A strike force into the Persian Gulf.
To calm the situation, US President William Rayburn sends diplomat Kate Wyler, played brilliantly by Keri Russell, to London as the new American ambassador. Kate's known for handling messy situations, not wearing fancy gowns at Buckingham Palace. But that's exactly what makes her perfect for this job. She's joined by her husband, Hal Wyler, a once famous diplomat whose career has stalled. Their marriage? Hanging by a thread. Hal's arrogant and charming, Kate's serious and focused. Together, they're a walking diplomatic incident. When Kate arrives in London, she meets Stuart Hayford, her smart but slightly overworked deputy, and Idra Park, the CIA station chief who's secretly dating Stuart. That relationship is its own ticking time bomb. Kate also meets British Prime Minister Nicholas Trowbridge and Foreign Secretary Austin Dennison, two men on opposite ends of Britain's political spectrum. Trowbridge wants revenge on Iran. Dennison wants peace. Kate's job is to keep both from starting a world war. Easy, right? Amid all this chaos, Kate learns her husband has been scheming. Hal reveals that she's secretly being considered for the vice president position back home. Instead of being flattered, Kate's furious. She sees it as yet another manipulation by Hal, who's desperate to revive both his marriage and his dying career. But their chemistry is undeniable. Even after arguing, they end up sleeping together again. It's messy, emotional, and painfully human. And that's one of the things I love most about this show. It's not just politics, it's people. Meanwhile, Hal starts getting close to Dennison's sister, which, yeah, is another disaster waiting to happen. As Kate investigates the attack, new clues suggest Iran might not be guilty. Instead, evidence points toward Roman Lenkov, a Russian mercenary leader. But before the Iranian ambassador can give them more details, he suddenly dies. Classic spy show stuff. Kate brings the info to Prime Minister Trowbridge and Dennison. Trowbridge wants military retaliation against Russia. Dennison urges diplomacy. Kate sides with Dennison, and as they work together, sparks start to fly. There's a genuine connection between them, professional respect mixed with romantic tension. Eventually, they agree on a limited strike on Lenkov's troops in Libya. But back in Washington, US Secretary of State Miguel Gannon tries to sabotage it for his own political gain. With Hal's help, Kate convinces President Rayburn to overrule him, a big diplomatic win for her. Things take a huge turn when Kate learns that the Russians aren't actually behind the attack. Instead, the Russian ambassador reveals Lenkov's real location, in France. Kate convinces both governments to cancel the Libya strike and instead capture Lenkov in Paris. We then get one of the show's most memorable moments. Kate walks into a party at the Louvre wearing a striking red dress that turns every head, including Dennison's. It's an iconic scene, elegant, dangerous, and full of tension. But that night, Kate discovers a terrifying truth. The British aren't planning to arrest Lenkov, they're planning to kill him. She and Dennison realize that Prime Minister Trowbridge ordered the assassination to cover up his own secret. He orchestrated the original attack to boost his popularity. Before Kate can act, Tragedy strikes. Hal meets with a conservative MP named Merrick Grove, but the meeting ends in an explosion. Grove's car detonates, and Hal and Stewart are caught in the blast. The screen fades to black, and Season 1 ends on that gut punch of a cliffhanger. Who survived? And who's really pulling the strings? Season 2 opens right where we left off. Hal and Stewart survive, but barely.
Explosion in central London.
Can we find the Home Secretary? I'd like to be able to tell the ambassador whether her husband is alive or dead. I'd like to...
Grove and a US Embassy officer named Ronnie die in the bombing. Kate rushes back to London, devastated but determined to find out the truth. Stewart struggles with trauma and confusion, haunted by flashbacks of the explosion.
The American ambassador was nearly widowed last night. This was Russia.
Meanwhile, Hal, recovering in the hospital, encourages Kate to move on, even to explore her feelings for Dennison. But Kate's torn between duty, ambition, and her heart. She suspects Trowbridge ordered the bombing to silence his enemies, but Dennison discovers a bigger secret. Grove's party was being funded by Russian money. Suddenly, everything points toward a massive political conspiracy. Kate and Dennison try to save Lenkoff, the one man who can expose the truth, but he's killed before they can reach him. That's when another key player, Margaret Royland, a high-ranking conservative advisor, vanishes without a trace. Eventually, Royland secretly meets with Kate and reveals everything. The attack on the aircraft carrier wasn't Trowbridge's doing. It was orchestrated by Grove and other extremist politicians to prevent Scottish independence. Their plan was to stage a Russian attack that would unite Britain under one flag. But when Kate started poking around, they panicked. The car bombing that killed Grove was meant to silence him and scare Kate off. Stewart, still recovering, lashes out at Kate, blaming her for everything. Ronnie's death, the bombing, even his own trauma. It's raw and emotional, and honestly, it shows how politics breaks everyone it touches. Meanwhile, Dennison tries to push through a vote of no confidence against Trowbridge to remove him from power. But public opinion backfires. The people support Trowbridge's aggressive stance against Russia, and Dennison's plan collapses. Just when it seems like the truth will never come out, Royland confesses. She, not Trowbridge, ordered the attack. She wanted to keep Scotland from leaving the UK and believed sacrificing a few lives would preserve the nation's power. Kate brings Royland to Trowbridge and he completely loses control, attacking her in a rage before Kate steps in. Now that Royland's exposed, the entire political world trembles. Then, US Vice President Grace Pynne arrives in London. She warns Kate to keep the whole thing quiet. If Russia finds out the UK faked an attack, it could trigger a global crisis. Kate actually grows to respect Pynne, seeing her as a strong, smart leader. For the first time, she decides she doesn't even want the vice president job anymore. But then Hal drops another bombshell. It was Grace Pynne herself who convinced Royland to carry out the attack in the first place. Yep, the person cleaning up the mess is actually the one who made it. Kate's furious and decides she's going to expose Pynne and TA. And that brings us to now.
Hal, listen to me. Say as little as possible. Do you hear me?
What happened? President Rayburn died 4 minutes ago.
2 seasons of lies, manipulation, and impossible choices. Personally, I love how The Diplomat balances political intrigue with emotional vulnerability. It's not just about power, it's about the human cost of it.
Who was he talking to?
My husband.
Kate Wyler is one of the most layered female leads on TV right now. She's smart, sarcastic, and moral, but she's also flawed. She wants to make peace, but keeps getting dragged into the mud of politics and love. With Grace Pynne now as president, Season 3 is set to be explosive. I think we'll see Kate finally stepping into her own power, maybe even becoming vice president, but on her own terms this time. And how? He's unpredictable. He could either redeem himself or completely destroy everything. And as for Dennison, I'm pretty sure that story isn't over. The emotional chemistry between him and Kate is too good to just disappear. One thing's for sure, Season 3 will push Kate into her most dangerous position yet, caught between loyalty to her country, her heart, and the truth that could tear both apart. So that's where we're at heading into Season 3 of The Diplomat. What do you think? Will Kate finally get the power she deserves, or will the system chew her up again? Drop your predictions below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into Netflix's biggest shows.